Good afternoon, and welcome, esteemed faculty, proud friends and family, and of course, graduates of the class of 2025. My name is Julie Treppa, and I have the honor of serving as Boone Community School District Superintendent. As I stand before you today, I think I know what you might be expecting of me. You're likely expecting a rousing speech about how this isn't the end, and you're just starting a new chapter, and you're probably braced for metaphors about open doors, blank pages, or uncharted waters. And all of this is technically true. But what I'd like to share with you is something that often gets lost in all the talk of new beginnings. It's about the paths you won't take, the stories you won't live, and the quiet truth that your journey is and always will be uniquely your own. Imagine for a moment that each of you has a giant map. No map is like another. And on your map are countless roads, some clearly marked, some just faint trails. Throughout your high school years, you've been exploring a particular region of this map, learning about its landmarks, its shortcuts, and its occasional dead ends. But now as you graduate, you're stepping into the vast open territory where the map gets even more personal. The world has a funny way of making us feel like there's one bright road to success, one ideal life to lead. Social media, comparisons with friends, even well-meaning advice can sometimes create the illusion that everyone else has their destiny perfectly plotted out. Let me let you in on a little secret. That's not true. The world needs you. It needs the specific combination of your talents, your quirks, dreams, and experiences that only you possess. Some of you might forge entirely new trails. Others will take a well-trodden path and make it uniquely yours with unique twists. Some of you will discover your purpose in the quiet corners of the world, and others will take a more public path. And every single one of those journeys, every single one of those contributions has immense value. Your worth isn't determined by how loudly you announce your journey or how quickly you reach a perceived finish line. It's in the authenticity of the steps, the kindness in your heart, and the unique perspective you bring to the challenges and joys of your life. So as you step away from this familiar ground, please remember this. Your journey is not a race. It is not a competition. You are exactly where you need to be to begin designing, drawing, and living out the rest of what's on your unique map. Celebrate the choices you make, learn from the detours, and be incredibly kind to yourself through all of it. Don't let anyone else's highlight reel overshadow the richness and significance of your own evolving journey. The world truly needs what each and every one of you has to offer. Be your authentic self. Enjoy every moment of your incredibly unique path. Congratulations, class of 2025. We are so proud of you. And now, please welcome to the podium, Student Council Executive Officer, Jacqueline Fuentes-Cortez.
Faculty members, fellow students, family, and friends. Welcome to the 2025 graduation ceremony. Those 12 or 13 years have gone by fast, years of waiting for this very moment turned into months, months turned into days, and days that have now turned into minutes, bringing us to this exact moment. When I first sat down to write this speech, I felt overwhelmed by the weight of choosing the right message. I could have spoken about the fond memories we've made over the past 4 years, the obstacles and adversities we've overcome, or the importance of surrounding ourselves with good people. But none of those quite captured what I've come to understand in this final year. It wasn't until I heard one of my close friends answer the question of, "Are you guys excited to graduate?" She answered with, "Yes, finally," That is when the message hit me. That simple yet weighty answer echoed through me. I heard it in my own thoughts, when we had finally finished our last assignments, or when we finally finished our last performance, games, or meets. It's a word that implies relief, completion, and maybe a bit of impatience. High school appears to be defined by titles and roles. We've introduced ourselves by what we do. I'm a basketball player. I'm in choir. I'm on the speech team. Like many things, high school is a momentary phase. What happens when the season ends? When the curtain falls? When the title finally fades? We begin to say, I'm going to miss this. It's a scary thing thinking we had it all figured out just to be back at square one. But the truth is, we were never meant to be the things we did. There have been countless nights cheering from the student section or out on the field, whether it was playing a sport or with an instrument in hand. We did not realize that one of those many chants was going to be our last. It is no surprise that senior year is full of endings, last first days, last games, and last prom. And with each ending comes a little more fear of the unknown. As tempting as it is to look back on the games we won, the field trips we lost sleep over, or the spring breaks that never came fast enough, do not let nostalgia blur your view of the future. You get to determine who you want to be. That is the best freedom you can receive. Now that this moment is here, I'm sorry it is, because it means leaving friends who inspire and teachers who've been mentors. Each of us have embarked on a unique journey filled with challenges, growth, and unforgettable memories. As we heard the last bell ring on our last day at Boone High, it is a reminder that while this chapter closes, the pages of our future are blank and waiting to be filled with new experiences. We grew up learning from our teachers who have guided and shaped us into who we are today. Today marks not just the end of our time here, but the beginning of our new lives. The future can often feel daunting. We may wonder what lies ahead or fear the uncertainty that comes with it. But let's remember that we hold the power to shape our own paths. Every choice we make, every dream we pursue, and every challenge we face is a step toward creating the future we envision. We are equipped with the knowledge and skills we've gained, the friendships we've made, and the resilience we've developed through our time here. These are the tools that will guide us as we venture into the unknown. So as we move forward, let's embrace the opportunities that come our way. Let's be bold in our pursuits and unafraid of failure, knowing that each setback is merely a stepping stone to success. We can all build a future that reflects our passions, values, and dreams. The world is waiting for our ideas, our creativity, and our determination. We all overcame unforeseen difficulties. We went through all ups and downs, some that have never been seen before. I know everyone here had their own difficulties and has gone through great pains. Now that we are looking back, look at us now. Looking ahead can bring nervousness and fear about what life has in store for us. But the future is not something we enter. The future is something we create. The future is and should be bright, but like our brief 4 years in high school, what makes life valuable is that it does not last forever. What makes it precious is that it ends. And I say it today out of all days to remind us that time is luck. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Make yours count for something. Let's make it a future we can be proud of. Although our time is now coming to an end, a new era is about to begin. With this long journey in front of us all, we must always remember the values that have guided us, the friendships that have sustained us, and the courage to pursue our dreams. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to students, parents, families, friends, and faculty members. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today, and if I'm being honest, just a little bit terrified. Graduates, I'm sure there were times you thought this day would never come. I'm sure you prayed for its quick arrival, crossed days off your calendars, counted the hours, minutes, and seconds. And now that it's here, it means saying goodbye to friends who have inspired you, teachers who have guided you, and so many others that have shaped your lives impermeably and forever. I live in what often feels like two worlds. One is your high school choir teacher, and one is a mom. Today is bittersweet for me. This marks the moment I officially have to let go of my own son. He's somehow grown from a little boy into a high school graduate in the blink of an eye. But before I get too emotional, I'm going to try and keep this light. As a choir teacher, I've spent years guiding you through 1,000 years of rehearsals, performances, and everything in between. I've encouraged them to reach for the high notes, to harmonize, to blend, and most importantly, to create something beautiful together. But beyond the music, I've had the joy of watching you grow, not as just singers, but as people. I've seen you find your voices, and yes, some have sung like a bird, while others needed a little more coaching. But what has mattered most beyond the notes and the melodies is the bond that we've shared. And this is where the wind beneath my wings part of my speech comes into play. Being both a mom and a teacher, I've had the unique privilege of watching my own child and so many of my students take flight into a world full of possibilities. Some days it feels like we were living in a fantasy where everything was magical and the future shone bright. And then there were days that felt more like a hard day's night, where we were reminded that the most meaningful lessons come from struggle. In my classroom, I often say, we don't just sing music, we live it. Every challenge, every triumph, every quiet moment, and every standing ovation is another note in the great composition of life. And as I look at all of you today, ready to step into your futures, I marvel at the beautiful stories you each composed. Some of you have faced great challenges, your own tears in heaven, but you've grown, you've persevered, and now it's time for your days in the sun. To my own child, you've always been a superstar in my eyes. From sleepless nights of infancy to the late night study sessions of high school, I've watched you grow into someone strong, thoughtful, and determined. I remember singing a certain lullaby to you, I Will by the Beatles, one of my favorites from a well-worn-out Disney lullaby CD. And while it's hard to believe you're ready to take on the world, I know you'll keep singing your own song, following your path and making the world better with every step. To the class of 2025, remember that life is a lot like music. It's full of highs and lows, crescendos and rests. There'll be lots of moments where you feel like you're rolling in the deep of doubt. But remember, the sound of silence does not last forever. You'll find your way again, stronger, wiser, and with a little more rhythm. As your choir teacher, I've always believed we all have the power to make a difference. No matter what the size of our stage, you are the greatest love of all. Yes, even those of you who couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. Because in the end, it's not about perfection, it's about passion. It's about showing up, giving your best, and being brave enough to be heard. Whether you're singing, speaking, or simply standing tall in a room full of opportunity, remember, life is a long and winding road, so keep your heart open and follow that dream. To my son and to each of you, my students, my singers, I leave you with this. Let it be. Trust the journey. Stay true to who you are, and no matter where life takes you, remember there's a whole choir of people behind you, cheering you on, who will always be part of your story. Thank you for letting me be a small part of your world. Congratulations, class of 2025. You've earned every bit of this moment, Now go out there and make a million dreams come true. God bless you.
Thank you. All right, it's now my pleasure to acknowledge a few of our scholarships and service recognitions, and I'm going to start with our Governor's Scholar for the class of 2025. The Governor's Scholar Program recognizes senior students from across the state of Iowa who are the highest academic achievers in their schools for the first 7 semesters. The honorees receive a certificate of achievement, a certificate of appreciation for the student to give to their favorite or most influential teacher, and a recognition ceremony where the student will have their photo taken with the governor and later receive a Governor's Scholar plaque. Will the following students please stand and be recognized? Jonathan Ocker and Mason McLean. The 2025 National Merit Scholarship Program. At this time, we would like to congratulate Jonathan Ocker and Milo Reinhardt on their remarkable achievement as National Merit Finalists, a distinction that places them in a group of approximately 15,000 students, representing less than 1% of U.S. high school graduating seniors. As a National Merit Finalist, Milo received a college-sponsored merit scholarship covering full tuition at Iowa State University, which is valued at $36,000 over 4 years. Jonathan will be attending California Technical Institute and receive a college-sponsored scholarship valued at $323,000 over 4 years. Jonathan and Milo's journey is a testament to their dedication and academic excellence. Congratulations, Jonathan and Milo. Please stand and rise. Academic Hall of Fame for 2025. The Boone Community School District, in an effort to recognize academic excellence, has established an Academic Hall of Fame starting with the graduates of 1989. To be eligible for inclusion in the Academic Hall of Fame, a student must be a graduate of Boone High School, have attended Boone High School for a minimum of 3 semesters, have an unweighted grade point average of 3.8 or higher or above, and a composite score of 28 or above on the American College Testing Program, or ACT, College Entrance Examination. At this time, will the following recipients of the 2025 Academic Hall of Fame please stand up? Jonathan Ocker, Justice Frakes, Ethan Hellerson, Mason McLean, Cassandra Molitor, Haley Peterson, and Milo Reinhardt. The 2025 Brown Award. The Boone High School class of 2025 consists of 2 students who have earned a perfect 4.0 unweighted grade point average throughout their high school careers. The Brown family has been recognizing scholastic achievement by presenting 4.0 students with this award since 1986. Would the following students please stand up? Mason McLean and Elena Wadzinski. DMAC 2025. One thing that's a great resource for Boone High School, the report program is to instill within students of our high school the importance of community service and to encourage students to be accountable for investing in their own education and community on a regular basis during their school years. The Silver Cord Award is a distinguished award for students who earned at least 160 hours of volunteer community service throughout their high school. Each of these students have become invaluable leaders at Boone High School and in the Boone community. I'd like the class of 2025 Silver Cord recipients to please stand when I read your name to be recognized. Please hold your applause. Lauren Anderson, Avery Chestnut, Hannah Davies, Jacqueline Fuentes Cortez, Noelle Johnson, Caitlin Needham, Avery Oberlin, Tari Patterson, and Elena Wadzinski. Biliteracy Seal. The Biliteracy Seal is a program that recognizes high school students who have demonstrated a high level of proficiency in 2 or more languages. A seal will be placed on their diploma and transcript that showcases their biliteracy to colleges and potential employers. Some colleges may also award credit hours to those students who have earned the seal. The students had to prove to be proficient in English, and they had to prove proficiency in a second language by testing over the 4 standards of reading, listening, writing, and speaking. To earn the seal, they had to pass at a mid-intermediate level or higher. The following students have earned the seal. Please stand for acknowledgement of this outstanding achievement. Jonathan Ocker, Jace Barrett, Holden Davis, Cassandra Molitor, Kira Majok, Tari Patterson, Elena Wadzinski, and Alexis Wheeler. All right. Okay, ushers, please come forward. Dr. Julie Treppa, Superintendent of Boone Schools, Ms. Pat Teven, President of the Boone School Board, and members of Boone Community School Board, District Board of Education. Having duly examined the records, I attest that these members of the class of 2025 have met all requirements as prescribed by the Iowa Department of Education and the Boone Community School District for graduation from Boone High School on this day, the 25th of May, 2025.
Mr. Johnson, on behalf of the Boone Board of Education, I am pleased to accept the graduating class of 2025.
Sydney Marie Adams. Farouk Saad Albatat. Maddox Lee Allen. Alexis Morgan Ambrokowitz. Alexander Thomas Anderson. Delaney Jean Anderson. Jackson Weldon Anderson. Lauren Elsie Anderson. Jonathan Cade Auker. Nayeli Avila Valdez. Christina Ann Bailey. Kyler Thomas Baker. David Jeffrey Baldwin. Jace Matthew Barrett. Slevin James Bearden. Briley Ava Bennett. Addison Arthur Blackman. Dylan James Bolton. Lucas Robert Boucher. Cole Joseph Bowers. Rachel Renee Brian. Braden Marcus Brooks. Brianna K. Brown. Carly Lynn Bush. Grayson Joe Butts. Hudson John Butts. Michael Robert Cabrera. Taylor Nancy Hanneman. Tate Theodore Carlson. Reed Thomas Carr. Grayson Adam Chapman. Avery Ann Chestnut. Kylie Jean Chestnut. Kaylee Jean Chestnut. Samuel Christopher Conlon. Cody Maddox Costin. Jackson Paul Kraus. Lila Joe Krauthamel. Shakira Alexis Lene Q. Hannah Jean Davies. Holden Ryan Davis. Isaac Franklin Dodd. Mariana Azuzina Duban. Maisie Rose Edson. Adeline Eggett. Dylan Dutton England. Danielle Nicole Eshelman. Madison Marie Faulkner. Samuel Thomas Fisher. Justice William Fraze. Jacqueline Fuentes Cortez. Orbit Garrett. Abigail Emmeline Glenn. Brock Daniel Godzicki. Diane Bryn Godzicki. Pedro Flying Eagle Gonzalez. Danielle Elizabeth Gowdy. Blake Charles Granville. Mia Marie Gravy. Dominic Ryan Hodge. Amarian Lee Hackney. Ryan Lynn Hadaway. Isabella Sue Pauline. Ethan Joshua Halverson. Braxton Michael Hansen. Drake Jamie Riley Housestead. Drew Richard Hayworth. Wyatt Andrew Perstrom. Amanda Marie Hilsebeck. Noah Stephen Heigley. Dylan Tyler Holm. Peyton Joe Holtz. Joshua Paul Ingram. Shannon Kathleen Jenkins. Addison Harper Jensen. Caleb Lee Johnson. Noelle Grace Johnson. Canyon Lee Jorgensen. Gracie Elizabeth King. Grayson Patrick Klein. Braxton Dean Knight. Kylie Ann Knutson. Owen Christopher Landis. Hayden Michael LaRue. Kyan Ray Lehman. Hayden Allen Lett. Colton Leonard Laverne. Brooke Evangeline Lyle. Tyler James Lindell. Haley Jane Lingo.
Aiden Michael Ray Mayer. Kira Saray Bajak. Luis Ernesto Maldonado. Malachi Peace Malone. Daniel Joseph Mott. Mason Carter McLean. Jordan Bradley McLeod. Emma Marie McCullough. Grady Lee McNace. Aiden Lee Miller. Cassandra Marie Molitor. Lucas John Moore. Chase Carter Mueller. Caitlin Jane Needham. Carden Lee Niram. Alma Karina Nolasco Cabrera. Ember Novi. Laura Kathleen Nystrom. Tyler Lewis Osborne. Avery Joe Moberly. Yese Apayado. Ray Parks. Ari Ann Patterson. Alexander James Pearson. Chloe Jane Pearson. Addison Lorraine Peebler. James Wolfgang Penner Jr. Jenna Mae Penner. Carla Jean Perez. Carlos Julian Perez. Xavier James Perry. Joseph Ryan Bastogi. Haley Emma Peterson. Ronald William Phipps. Emma Lynn Price. Colleen Marie Randolph. Riley Michael Reese. Milo Roman Reinhardt. Vivian Crystal Rice. Alexa Victoria Rivera. Maxwell Thomas Rolfs. Aiden Annette Rose. Grace Melody Eleanor Royce. Sophia Mary Kate Salter. Cooper Clark Santee. Hannah Elena Schmidt. Owen John Schneider. Mackenzie Rose Seo. Kylie Jane Schaefer. Monrad Lee Sherrard. Tyson James Edward Shivers. Devin Michael Silva. Michaela Sharon Skinner. Jenna Jo Smiley. Ezekiel Smith. Walker Christopher Smith. Alexis Morgan Sampson. Trevor William Stern. Aiden J. Stevens. Dale Griffin Stoneburner. Brandon James Stewart. Lucas Rago Stewart. Trace Robert Sullivan. Marshall James Taylor. Natalie Ariel Thompson. Baron Michael Torres. Linnea Elise Trudeau. Addie Lane Kumsvik. Sophie Jo Bale. Wesley Lee Van Pelt. Rylan Floyd Vanderpool. Jordan Pierce Vincent Lalala. Alana Gabrielle Wadsworth. Elena Ann Wadzinski. Logan McKay Wandry. Jacqueline May Webster. Emma Grace Westfall. Alexis Caden Wheeler. Emma Louise Weebold. Warren James Williams. Katrina Lynn Grace Winger. Brianna Marie Wittrig. Nate Wood. Eric Alexander Wright. Ryan Michael Reeds. Let's have one more round of applause for the All right, parents, guardians, guests, get your cameras ready. Seniors, get your confetti shooters ready. No. Yep, wait. Wait was to me, to myself. Okay. It's actually probably the greatest test that you've overcome is just holding these for those couple minutes. So, there you go. All right, so parents, guardians, get your cameras ready. Will the class of 2025 please rise with your confetti shooters? You may now move your tassel from the right to the left, and I would like to be the first ones to congratulate the graduates of the class of 2025.